In many instances, Jesus said to people, your faith has healed you. Not I have healed you. Your faith has healed you. He even said the following to his disciples. Then the disciples approached Jesus privately and said, why couldn't we drive it out? Because of your little faith, he told them. For truly I tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will tell this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. This conversation may seem contradictory if you read quickly. First, Jesus says, you could not drive out a demon because of your little faith. And then he says, if you have faith like a mustard seed, come on. Mustard seed is little. We have little faith, that's why we didn't do it. And then you said, if we only have faith like a mustard seed, we can do it. Do you see the contradiction? Little compared to little. Why? Because the little faith he was talking about is not the same as mustard seed faith he's talking about. The mustard seed Jesus is talking about is another dimension of faith. As small as it is, it's in another dimension of faith. It introduced us to a dimension of faith that I refer to as the miracle faith. Faith to move mountains, faith for the impossible, faith to partner with God to get things done on earth. Let's go and read the definition of that faith Jesus is talking about in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the reality of what is hoped for, the proof of what is not seen. Miracle faith is the conviction of what God is about to do. Saving faith is the conviction of what God has done. God has done, is given Jesus Christ. He brings that conviction to you. That's saving faith. Miracle faith, God is about to do, is in the future. He will do. It brings what you hope for into reality. I'm trying to make sense of this because it doesn't make sense to me. Proof of what is not seen. I don't know how many times you've read this definition. Every time I read it, I get confused. Why? How can something you hope for be real? The reason I call it hope is because it's not real yet. Not tangible. Reality of the things I hope for. How can something I hope for be real? You can't prove something you hope for in the laboratory. You can't demonstrate it. Something you hope for. That's why we call it hope. And then he says, it's an evidence of the unseen. How can you give evidence of something people can't see? How can you give evidence? Everybody will call you crazy. Look, can you see this? Can you? No, we can't. We can't see it. We can't see it. And then he says, faith is the reality of what you hope for and evidence of what is unseen. Whenever you talk to people about the unseen, you are crazy. They will take you to the psychiatric ward to check if your head is fine. If it's real already, that means it's knowledge. If I know that thing exists, it's not hope anymore. It's now knowledge because I know it is there. But it's the unseen. So if you know it is there, if you have money in your bank account and you say, I'm going to buy lunch, is that faith? If you have money in your pocket and you say, I'm going to buy you lunch, guys, just believe. No, you have money. It's no faith. I know you're going to buy it. You have money. Faith is when there is no money. And you say, I'm going to buy you lunch. I'm just trying to help you understand the definition of faith. Because Paul says it's the reality of what we hope for and the evidence of the unseen. That means you can give proof to something that does not exist. That's a miracle faith. How does it happen? How does it happen? Because this faith is futuristic. Miracle faith brings the future into the present. Miracle faith brings the future into the now. How does that happen? Let me tell you how it happened. Nobody has been in the future. Only God has been in the future. What God does is to take a glimpse of the future and drop it in your heart. God projects you in the future, and you begin to talk about things that people haven't seen because you have faith for it. The same way God gives you conviction that what the Bible says about Jesus is true, the past, is the same way He brings the future to you. And you begin to believe, you have the conviction that that thing will happen. When Jesus says, if you have faith like a mustard seed, you can tell this mountain to move, He's not saying if you hope or wish. He's saying if you have faith, that means you have seen that mountain move already. God has given you the future, and you've seen this mountain has moved. So when you declare move and it's moved, it's not strange to you because you and God have seen it. Faith is when God plants the certainty of a future reality in your heart. Certainty. God's way of revealing tomorrow's reality in your spirit today. When God put in my heart the conviction of this building, I just said we are going to be in our own building. It was a conviction. You know what? It was a small church meeting in a school hall. COVID came. They said no churches in schools. We started to wander around, hall after hall. That conviction was here. We are building. This building was not on sale. It was not on sale. There was a gym next door there. And then the gym, because of COVID, closed. The owner was looking for another person to come and hire the place. And when I came to see him, I don't know, I was with someone from the church. I said to him, how much is it to rent per week? Oh, 400 and something. Then I said, and how much is to sell? He said, no, I'm not selling. Who told you I'm selling? I said, I think you are selling. I think you are selling. I was just convicted that this man is selling. I don't know how. You are selling. No, I'll talk to my wife. Really, I don't think I'm selling. I thought, no, I think you're selling. Okay, when you talk to your wife, please call me and tell me the price for the building, not per week. We left. In the evening, he called me. Oh, my wife said, we are retiring, so it's possible that we might sell. I said, that's what I told you. You are selling. You are selling. He didn't know he was selling. God has put conviction in my heart. This building is for sale. The owner doesn't know he's selling, but God knows he's selling. The next day I called him. What was the price again? For sale, not for rent. He gave me the price. And that's how it's all started. Emails, exchange. Today we are here. God puts conviction for the future in your heart. You know it when it's there. You know it. You know it. It doesn't go away. No matter what, it stays there. When Jesus says, if you have faith the size of mustard seed, He's telling them, if you can see the future, even if the barrel of the binocular is as small as the mustard seed, you can see the future. Jesus says, if you can only see it, it doesn't matter how big the screen is. I can see the future. Oh, you can tell a mountain to move. That's the meaning of that passage. It's something God drops on your heart. It will happen. It's not about the size of your barrel. It's about the ability to perceive what God is doing. It's about the presence of faith, not its size, its presence. So my question is, do you have it? We often confuse hope and faith. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with hope. It's okay to wish. It's okay to guess. You may desire something. It's okay to ask for something, but don't blame God when it doesn't happen. Don't say, I believed God, I had faith for it, and it didn't happen. I will ask you, did you really have faith for it? Or you hoped for it? And again, there is nothing wrong to hope, because hope can build faith. There is no faith without hope. Remember, faith is the certainty of what you hope for. So we need to have hope in the definition of faith. But faith is when you know. Faith is when you know. So how do we receive faith? Romans 10:17 says, so faith comes from what is heard, and what is heard comes through the message about Christ. Faith comes from hearing. Not just hearing, but hearing about Christ. You can read the Bible and not hear what God is saying to you. That's why I said there are biblical scholars who don't have faith in God, because they read the word without hearing the voice. You can sit here and attend church and sit for 30 minutes listening to the preacher and not hearing what God is saying to you. For your faith to grow, you must be attentive to what God is saying. The more you hear about Christ, the more your faith grows. Faith is the revelation of the future. Faith is assurance that God will do what He said He will do.